I'm Laser Larry. I'm the Chief Technology Officer for Lanmar Services. I'm an architect who's been working in computer modeling buildings for over 20 years, since the days of DOS. I'm here at BOXX Technologies to do a shootout between their new APEXX S3 and HP Z6. And they were foolish enough to let me bring my own data sets. I have Revit files and point clouds that's laser scanning that will bring both systems to their knees. We're going to check them out and see which one is worthy of being Lanmar Services' newest workstation. All right, I've checked both these systems. They were sent straight from the manufacturer. There was no tinkering around. This is what they recommend for Revit. We're going to be working in Revit 2019. Let's see how they do. Just opening up, give us the beginnings of how things are working. So I'm going to double click on both of them at the same time. Got the splash screen about the same time. BOXX a hair faster. I'm ready to go in BOXX. About 3-4 seconds, I'm ready to go in the HP. Not a big discrepancy there, but let's look a little deeper. Okay, we're going to open a huge file. Let's see how long it takes between the two of them. Oh, right. Let's discard because we're not on my local server. Oh, lovely. Okay, this is typical of Revit because nothing's backwards compatible. Both files need to upgrade from a previous version to the latest 2019. At this point, I would like to thank Autodesk for this coffee break. I would also like to thank Keurig and Clearmate. Nobody makes creamer like Clearmate. This should only take a minute. This is a problem that we all run into because we're constantly bringing projects forward. So projects and families have to update from Revit, previous version to the latest version. And so let's see which one can do this giant file the fastest. Okay. We are hitting OK already. And it looks like the box is up and running. Ignore project. Let's quickly go to a 3D view. And we'll do a rotation. All right, now we're waiting to see how long it takes for the HP to catch up. Here we go. We were able to hit OK. We're going to hit ignore, and we're going to open up a 3D view. I'll do a quick rotate. We are now at the same point, and look at the time. Okay, for this next test, what we're going to do is we're going to take going from plans to sections, and then we're going to open up a lot of views and see if that causes any sort of struggles during production. Let's check it out. All right, so I have a plan view set up in this project. Again, this is like a 450 meg Revit file. I got some sections set up. I'm going to click on them at the exact same time. I have double clicked. We saw the blue wheel of death. BOXX came up first, then HP. So not a whole lot of difference there yet. I did see a minor lag on the HP side, but they're bringing them up. They're both reacting the same. I'm just going to do a little panning and check out the performance. It appears to me that the BOXX is panning just a touch faster, zooming in and out, rolling. They both look pretty smooth, so that's good. Let's see what happens when we start opening multiple plans and sections, as we often do when doing production. You start opening a lot of views. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up say 10 different views. So we'll just clicking on them at the same time. And I'm not being overly particular about which production views. This was a production model, so all these views we end up using. And most important thing is that I'm getting the same views open so that I'm not I can't say that one has a harder view or whatever. Make sure to get that 3D view open too. That's always ends up being interesting. Do not save at the moment. Cancel. Okay, we're going to call that user error. And because obviously if this were production, we should save every time, right? And we'll do a couple more that I know that are not open on both of them. Okay. And all right, so now we're going to go back and I want to close that one section and see, interesting, see if it causes any more troubles. So I'm going to, little setup here, just get rid of that section for a second. Okay, and going back to the same sort of view. All right, now let's see if that does anything different. Okay, brought them up relatively close to the same amount of time. We're going to pull these around and just panning. Not a lot of production difference there. I want to test out one other thing that I had noticed struggling on a couple of the tests. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this section marker and I'm going to move it and change its scope. And I'm going to see if either of these computers struggle with that. So I'm selecting on both of them. They're both clearly selected. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move them over. I'm just going to take a different section through the building. That looks good. And that looks good. Everything's moving fine. Okay. Let's change their scopes so that I'm seeing through this cute little staircase. The BOXX is moving fine. The HP is having trouble dragging the section. Let me zoom in on that. Okay, if I zoom in, it'll start to work, but I've noticed this on the HP as I was working with the two of these, that the HP was struggling to sometimes move the section marker or move the drag button. And So we'll go ahead and we're gonna try that one more time. So I'm gonna take the section markers and I'm just gonna move them. That's all I'm doing. I'm moving them back to another place where I might want to cut a section. There, and I'm trying to put it in the same spot there. And we're gonna zoom in. We're gonna grab the handles and move them, and both of them are moving fine this time. So, all right, they both seem to be working pretty well there. So, there you have it. After this shootout, the HP Z6 performed pretty well, but I still have to give it to BOXX's new APEXX S3. It gets the Lanmar seal of approval. If you haven't checked it out yet, check out the shootout between BOXX and Dell's latest workstation, and BOXX versus its older workstations that you may already have, and see if there's a performance that you could benefit from. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to contact me or see more of me, check out landmarservices.com.